So everyone wants to say tech's doing great things, big things, but like, what is tech really doing, right? Like,
Yeah.
do we really need another dating app? Do we really do we really need another like last mile logistics app, right? Like, where's
Yeah.
like the moonshots, right? Like curing cancer, like you know I don't know, improving carbon. Like, what's I mean, I'm sure this out there, but
Uh-huh.
it's like so hard to do it, right?
That's where we come in. That's where defense comes in.
Good segue.
Our
Great
yeah.
segue.
That's where defense comes in. Our purpose is to look, the future, the next great technology, I'll say it even right here, the next great technology isn't going to be an AI company. I'm going to say it right now. It's not. The next great company is going to be a company that's going to leverage hardware and it's going to apply new software, novel software that reconstructs the way in which we look at even IoT. Because IoT still maintains, there's a number of different companies that are extremely proprietary in the way in which they have access and visibility into any company that leverages Wi-Fi or Bluetooth signals. And so the future is going to be the company that's able to connect to every single device that ever emits a Wi-Fi Bluetooth signal. One, it'll also, in the process, be able to recognize, hey, I can use the processing data and the processing that's happening on these devices, and I can lower how much processing power is needed for any of these devices because I can attenuate now the beamform signal associated with that radar system, router, so that why is your router sending information everywhere? Let's send it to this. And all of a sudden, now you've got new applications of augmented reality. Now you've got new applications to how you think about and reconstruct environments in real time. Now you know real time also who are the people surrounding that same device at the same time. And I feel like it's going to be a big, crazy hardware dual use company because, from a defense perspective, if the future is right now, in the past, it was defense building the future. Now it's commercial building the future. The truth and reality is going to be shaped in which that dual use will be the future. And that dual use will be one in which most of the main things that defense focuses on is logistics, communications, cyber, space, personnel, HR, finance, operations, tactical, all these things. But it's going back to the spiritual. The world of the world of warfare, I believe, is what's gonna create the next generation of technologies or technology that will reshape fundamentally what we define as even today. And it will do so in such a way that it will be pervasive because it will leverage exactly the pervasiveness of how social media has been operating. It's going to do so in a way in which it's powerful in the sense that you'll have access, everyone. It's going to be as democratized as a crypto coin that's held by random people, and you're like, who are these people who own this crypto coin? But all of a sudden it moves markets. It's gonna be all knowing maybe, because the world is data. Like social media has proven that the world is data. Um, any type of AI model before AI models or social media, they proved the world is gonna become data. Before data was valuable in a social media perspective, AI came in, and now AI is selling the world is data. And now the next thing is going to realize the world is all about data, and that data will be able to not only be able to train other models, but it'll be able to allow your experience of life and everyone's experience of life to be something in which it's more than what you think. You now have hyper awareness
So let's
of the
suppose
world.
someone like applies to be what you're doing, right? The
Mm-hmm.
DIU, right? But they have no technical ability, right?
Yeah.
Like you look at have a great plan, like this might work.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like help them? Do you help them build them out? Do you give them developers, like, or they have to build out themselves?
So I would say build. You'd have to build it out yourself.
Okay. So
Um,
there's no like software development arm y'all have to help them build it
no,
out.
not at all,
Okay.
because well, the main problem with that is we would have to not discriminate between who gets access to that facility to build,
That'd be a hell of a fucking
and that would
contract.
be like every
That'd be a hell of a
every
contract.
person
People,
wants to build technology.
people,
It's like, oh
people will
jeez,
kill to have that fucking
revolving
contract.
door of just building
People,
technology
people
for
will kill the
life.
contract. that'd be a hellacious contract to have.
But that doesn't prevent you from being an extremely extraordinary developer or technologist. You can be solo, and you can say, "Hey, I see this DoD contract coming in, and I can build for it, and maybe I can build a whole studio model or accelerator incubator model on it, and I just be the sole contributor as a commercial technologist, and I just bring in the management team to help support."
And I'm guessing, like, if someone,
and you can do it if that's what you want to do it.
let's suppose someone's idea, right? I'm guessing, like, suppose, like, I'll do my example, right? I'm Jason Cavness. I have this great idea, right? I don't code, right? I would have to hire U.S. developers, right? It's not like I can outsource to India or Vietnam or China, right? It'd have to be like internal, like at least at a minimum U.S.
No, it's
citizen.
about
Right?
ownership.
Okay.
So if you own 100% and you outsource ideally, there's risk when you outsource, particularly development. If it's not business communications or business, if it's development, there's risk associated with you outsourcing that to adversaries. But if you have ownership, the main thing we look at is ownership.
Okay.
Because that's really who controls access to the information.
Yeah.
But if you also disclose that the developer is from Russia or something, it's like, hey, come on.
Yeah, come on now. Come on, dude.
Well, what do you expect?
Come on, guy. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. You know.
He's like, come on, man. Like, yeah. So avoid that. But yeah, you can build.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from your perspective, what tech do you think the DoD should focus on?
What tech? I actually recently watched the TED Talk from I think Palmer Luckey from Anduril. He has an interesting story. But I come from, one of the things was interesting to me when I first joined the Department of Defense was I'm using a Dell computer. And it's not that there's a problem with Dell, but when you work within the last job I had prior was I was with the Fund-to-Fund, and it was I was with the Fund-to-Fund, and it's all VC, and so VC startups move at speed and scale. Department of Defense is moving at speed and scale, but it's not the speed and scale in which I can have a conversation with a founder and write a check the same day, and then that founder can start building. We still have things we need to do as far as being able to ensure that we can acquire and procure new technologies at the pace in which the warfighter can start developing and operationalize and work on that. And so, to that point, one of the main things I would even say that we can do is repeat your question one more time.
Honestly, I fucking totally forgot.
Oh, oh, good. I know like 80% of it.
Oh, I know. I remember what it was. If maybe I'm wrong, but like, actually, I think it's the wrong question. But like, if someone has an idea, can they outsource the software development?
Oh, you asked that.